G'day, my name is Paul. This is the second in a series of videos by Elixinol on cannabinoids and CBD. In the first video we learnt a little about my background, what hemp is, and what people have been using it for. We learnt that there is around 500 known chemical compounds in the whole plant extract which causes the entourage effect. And now we will share a little more on how it works and why it works. So let's take a simplified look at what cannabinoids do in your body. First of all, cannabinoids like CBD and THC both have very strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties and are very effective at penetrating the different tissues of the body, including the brain and the eyes. This is important because the body is constantly under attack by the oxidative and inflammatory processes that underlie all the major diseases. There are also many other ways that CBD interacts with the body to bring about balance. However, the real secret behind the seemingly miraculous benefits is the endocannabinoid system. It is a system of nerve and cell receptors throughout your body. They influence every system and process in the body. They give nerves the ability to send two-way communication, something that was previously thought to be impossible. These receptors are essential for maintaining proper function and balance. They are particularly important for recovery and repair. CBD's list of properties now expands and includes direct action against cancer and various infections, anti-anxiety, antipsychotic, anti-epileptic, neuroprotective, cardioprotective, anti-cancer, anti-nausea, antibacterial, anti-diabetes, anti-arthritis, pain relief, bone stimulant, immune modulator, and more. In fact, in a 2013 article in Cerebrum, Dr. Alga says the following about the endocannabinoid system. It is one of the most important physiological systems involved in establishing and maintaining human health. It is literally a bridge between the body and the mind. It is important to note that the body can produce a limited number of its own cannabinoids. At least 5 of these endocannabinoids have been discovered. A phytocannabinoid is one of the 100 cannabinoids coming from the hemp plant. Now here is where it gets really interesting. The body can only make cannabinoids and the receptors if it is constantly fed with the essential fatty acids alpha-linolenic acid, which is omega-3, and linoleic acid, which is omega-6, in a ratio of approximately 1:4. And what is the only food in the world to provide these essential fats in precisely this ratio? You got it, it's hemp. So, based on what we are learning about the endocannabinoid system, it may well be that hemp is the single most important food for human health. And the only place we find cannabinoids in is breast milk. Mothers who are consuming enough essential fats produce milk full of cannabinoids. There has been research conducted in Jamaica which suggests that mothers who consume cannabis phytocannabinoids produce healthier babies than mothers who do not. This begs the question, since currently eating cannabinoids is illegal in Australia, does that make breastfeeding a crime? I'm saving that one for my next Australian TV interview. Now, what happens if your body doesn't make enough cannabinoids and you don't eat them in your diet? In his 2004 research paper entitled Clinical Endocannabinoid Deficiency, Russo poses this logical question. If Alzheimer's disease is associated with a deficiency of acetylcholine, Parkinson's disease with dopamine, and depression with serotonin, should the situation be any different for the endocannabinoid system, whose receptor density is in fact far greater than many others? He goes on to discuss how the endocannabinoid deficiency could explain difficult to treat conditions such as cancer, fibromyalgia, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, and others. He ends the paper by stating, "Cannabis has become a therapeutic compass to what modern medicine fails to cure." Now, in this short video, cannabis physician Dr. Goldstein explains another highly important research discovery. See if you can pick out what it is.
Now, what's interesting is that with research, they found that these receptors are not, you're not just born with some, you're born with some that can change. They can pull into the cell, you can express more, and it appears that when you have disease, your body makes more receptors. It's as if your body is saying, where's the cannabinoids? I need more, I need to go into balance. And so what they have found in a number of studies, and most of these are done in animals, that the receptors upregulated just means you have more. So there's more receptors that are expressed in a part of the brain called the hippocampus when seizures are present. The receptors are upregulated in patients with Crohn's disease. They're upregulated in chronic, what's called neuropathic nerve pain. They're upregulated when you take rats and you sleep deprive them. Guess what? They're out of balance and they get more receptors. And last year they actually showed that white blood cells, remember, part of your immune system, that children with autism actually express more cannabinoid receptors in their white blood cells. And this appears to be a protective mechanism. Your body is trying to ask for more cannabinoids.
So what Dr. Goldstein highlighted is that when the cells become stressed, they cover their surface in cannabinoid receptors, hoping to receive some cannabinoids, so they may go back to a healthy state. What this means is the body knows which part of it is in the most trouble and where the cannabinoids are needed most. In my new company, Elixinol, we have been supplying high CBD oil to people all over the world since early 2014. The stories we hear back from customers consuming the oil reminds us of the research that was just described by Dr. Goldstein. For example, after taking CBD oil for the first time, people with thyroid issues report a strong sensation in the region of their thyroid. People with kidney problems feel it in their kidneys, and people with lung problems feel it in their lungs. At Elixinol, we came up with the saying, CBD is good for me. And as I mentioned, many customers have written to tell us why they believe CBD is good for them. In the next video, we will share these examples and also go into the safety aspects of cannabinoids and as well as the opposing opinions about the magical aspects of this cannabis plant.